I'm not a big like invest in real estate with no money kind of guy. Just unless you got a lot of time or a lot of heart, which some people do is great. I want somebody to have $10,000 or $20,000 to start so that they can, target 3 to 5 different areas. Because when you're just starting, you don't know, right? You got to choose a few areas and hope and a prayer type deal. Set up 2 marketing systems. For me, I would go with mail and text messaging.
You're listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, where you get valuable information you just can't find anywhere else. To thrive in today's trying times, you need the Financial Survival Network, now more than ever. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and get your free newsletter and gift. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.
And welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm your host, Kerry Lutz. We're at the last week in August. Amazing. Party is almost over for the summer. But if you're looking to get back into things, got a really impressive guest here, Clint Turner. And Clint, you started out in 2017 investing in land, and it's just mushroomed from there. Hey, what were you doing before you got into investing land? By the way, you find Clint's site, learn.land. And if you got a question for Clint or myself, kl@kerrylutz.com. So Clint, before you got into land investing, what were you doing?
I was trying to graduate college. That was what I was doing.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah. I'm one of those that sounded a little earlier. So I was coming out of college and I had started a sales job in tech sales. And very quickly realized that was not going to be the long-term path for me. So I had a bunch of side hustles. I was putting ATMs in bars. I was trying to flip houses with a buddy. And I stumbled into land, and it made me the most money. And it was simple for my simple brain. And so I've just stuck with it since.
Hey, so, all right. So land investing, you're primarily confined to Texas. And if I understand your reasons correctly, because you can basically sidestep the zoning process or the rezoning process if you're dealing with 10 acres or more. Do I have that right?
Yes. A couple caveats. Texas likes to throw in extraterritorial jurisdictions or ETJs, where some areas they'll try and cast. But for the most part in Texas, if you can buy 20 or more acres and you're outside of a city limit, so you just turn the city limit filter on in whatever software, you're outside of city limits, you can bypass platting. It's called an exemption from platting, and it allows you to take that property. And as long as the, daughter tracks, if you think of them that way, father-daughter are over 10 acres, then you bypass the process. So you can go in and it makes underwriting and looking at deals a lot easier because there's a lot less unknowns.
Oh my God. So you can basically have that thing flipped and ready for construction in a matter of weeks or days even, right?
Yeah, and the construction we do is sometimes none, but if we do, it's very simple horizontal. We'll do driveways. The electric company extends the electric, the water company extends the water. So
infrastructure.
Very, very, very basic infrastructure. And I'll tell you this, you can sell dirt with no infrastructure too. I've just found in these markets, if you can, it make, your property sell quicker. So.
Yeah. All right. So I like it. It sounds good. And how much can you make on a property like this?
Well,
what do you make?
Yeah. So, our last few deals, understanding it's taken 7 or 8 years to get to this point. Our properties we're buying them between $500,000 and $1.5 million. And then basically flipping them for double that, right? That's just kind of the simple way to think about it. But I started out buying $1,500 parcels, $800 parcels, $200 or $2,000 parcels, and selling them for double that, right? So there's been a stepping stone there, but
how hard is it to find deals now?
Depends how hard you're looking, right? They're out there. One of the challenging things in our arena is that, like, if you're looking for an apartment building, a rental property, a self-storage facility, there's almost always debt that motivates the owner to make a decision, right? whether they cash flow the property or they've just got so much equity in it, whatever. In land world, not many large ranches have debt against them. They're almost all owned in cash, generationally passed down. And so the motivation factor is more of situational than like economic, right? So there was land in Texas has generally gone up about 40% over the last 3 years, just on a $1 per acre price basis. Everybody wants to sell right now, so it makes finding deals a little more challenging. But again, in my business, 2 good deals a year is gonna, that's gonna make a very, very good year for us. So it's just about staying consistent. And
okay. And now you coach people and you help them do this. If I want to start buying land, how much money do I need to get into this game?
Yeah, you probably need about 10 to 20,000 is what I say to start. I don't use my, for the most part, I encourage people not to use their own money to start, right? To be able to find and put deals together and just work with capital partners. Like my fund, for example, we partner with people 50-50 on deals, right? And so 10 to 20 grand is good to start, so you can start making contacts, set up basic systems, and start putting deals together. And then really, sky's the limit from there as much as you want to invest. I invest a lot of my personal cash into land notes just because they yield 20, 30, 40% a year. And I don't know another asset class that does that pretty consistently, but the same consistency as you pay your mortgage, we make those kind of returns. And so I do put a good portion of my own cash into our deals too, but I don't teach that out the gate, right? I say use other people's money. So
what best areas in Texas to look at? I know the whole state is it's like Florida. It's one big group.
Yeah.
Undergoing tremendous growth. You got 30 million people, second most populous state in the country now, and climbing. Well, California, the first, is declining. Texas, Florida are on the move. Hey, maybe one day Texas will be the most populous state. You never know. So areas of Texas that you like the best?
My simple thing is if I'm looking for a good land deal, it's within 2 hours of an international airport in the state of Texas. So pretty easy to draw a circle there.
Major metro areas
and that's not all, encompassing, but a lot of those deals sell a lot quicker than versus way out in West Texas or way out in Southeast Texas.
You wouldn't be in Abilene or Laredo, right?
No, but I do know people who do, because people who can't afford land 2 hours away from the city, they go 3, 4, or 5 hours, right? Different buyer pool, a lot of owner financing, a lot less of the infrastructure type talk that we're having here. But I got a buddy who all he does is flip dry land in West Texas and makes 7 figures a year doing it. So there's demand all around the state, but you're going to find the highest leverage for your time in that kind of 2 hour window, I think.
Okay. So then that's basically 3 metropolitan areas then with international airports: Houston, Dallas, and Austin, right?
In San Antonio.
And San Antonio, right? So that's 4. Right. I forgot about San Antonio. Yeah. So of those 4, which do you like the best?
I have found, after doing this for a long time, that you can make more deals happen if you really can understand the local market, right? So I'm lucky to I lived in Austin for 8 years. Now I live back in Dallas. I grew up in Dallas. So being able to step focus, there's a lot of people who flip land or who wholesale housing or whatever, and they never meet the owner. They never step on the property. When you can go shake an old man's hand, he's owned a property for 80 years, it jumps you to the front of the line, right?
Yeah.
So I enjoy getting out in the field, going to look at, large ranches that we get to buy. I think it's actually one of my favorite parts of the job. I don't know, of the life we chose. But that's kind of what we're looking for. Sorry, I don't remember. If I answered your question.
Okay, that's good. Just which area you like the best, but I got it. The area you like the best is the area that you're closest to, because you probably have the most knowledge, but that isn't necessarily a bar to going to additional areas.
Yeah.
Right. So, hey, do you buy them outright for cash? Do you get a land contract that's closing in 90 days and then flip it before you even take ownership of it? How does it work?
All 3 of those plus conventional financing will do as well. But, I say we're going to try and start with seller financing. We'll do a discounted cash price. We'll kind of put those two offers out. And if we can't close and the deal still makes sense to come up, then we're going to look more towards hard money. There's a few companies out there, ours included, that like half my deals I do with my clients, I do with my students, I do with my network. You can follow me, right? Mm-hmm. Just because the margins are so high.
Right.
And so, with that, it's tough to say, right? But we like them all.
All right. So someone getting into this, what are the 3 most important things they need to do before they get serious about it?
Yeah. So, first I'd say is I'm not a big invest in real estate with no money kind of guy. Just unless you got a lot of time or a lot of heart, which some people do is great. I want somebody to have $10,000 to $20,000 to start so that they can, target 3 to 5 different areas. Because when you're just starting, you don't know, right? You got to choose a few areas and hope and a prayer type deal. Set up 2 marketing systems. For me, I would go with mail and text messaging. But I'm not a lawyer, so you figure all that stuff out yourself.
I'm a retail
third thing,
but yeah,
that's like everybody that gets into this, I feel like. But and then the third I would say is you need to be making 50 offers a month minimum, right? You can just do those 3 steps. I've never seen it not work to where you at least get a deal and get the game going, right?
Okay. All right. Well, it seems fascinating. So just tell us how we connect with you on the web, how we get together with you.
Yeah, sure. If you want to talk with someone on our team about investing in land, you can just go to learn.land. There is no .com. Okay. Can't get access to the domain. They respond to my email, so whatever. But so it's learn.land, no .com. It's pretty much just a questionnaire on that page. So if you want to chat with someone on our team, you can do that. You can follow me on Instagram and YouTube. I respond to all the comments and I answer most of my DMs. So feel free to connect with me there.
All right. Well, hey, if you have a question for Clint, myself, shoot me an email, kl@kerrylutz.com. The link to Clint's site is in the show notes to this interview on financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Make sure you go there, sign up for your free newsletter. Clint, we'll talk to you again. I want to get more in depth into how you evaluate deals, how you figure out you're going to make money at them. But for getting the taste of it today, I think was pretty good. Appreciate you coming on, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Kerry. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, your solution to today's trying times. For the latest, go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.